Good morning, patriots, fellow Kenyans, and hustlers at large. Welcome to the Hustler Nation Young Turks YouTube channel, the #1 defense battalion of the UDA party and its party leader, Dr. William Arap Ruto. On this channel, we will have discourse on public matters and political affairs of our country. And I will be your host, Hustler number 00. Let's get this show on the road. In this first video, I'd like us to talk about why these pro-establishment politicians, these politicians that have been here for ages, are against and are ganging up against Dr. WSR. You can see that in the political space today, most of the senior politicians in Kenya have either distanced themselves by omission or by commission from the Deputy President, Dr. William Arap Ruto. But there are some fundamental reasons for why they are distancing themselves and are very worried if the good doctor can take over from President Uhuru Kenyatta. The first and major reason why all these politicians, Wetangula, Kalonzo, Musyoka, Raila Odinga, Charity Ngilu, and there are a few more of them that are ganging up against Deputy President William Ruto, is because they have always been the cartels. In Kenya, we have always been asking, who is the cartel? By the cartel, I mean that these people have always been in connections. They have always worked in cahoots for each other, pulling favors for each other's families, each other's children, and no matter where they lie on the political scale at the moment, they always have been working in cahoots. You can remember when Baba came on TV and said that even before the handshake, they all send one person. That's not a new phenomena. They have been doing that for a long time, and now they are worried that a man has come up that is amiable with the people of Kenya, understands the language of the people of Kenya, and has won the hearts and minds of the people of Kenya. And now they must work as hard as they can to stop this man from ascending to power. And in fact, they say it very openly. They are ganging up to come and prevent the deputy president from rising to power, yet they do not have a real agenda for the Kenyan people, because the agenda has been for themselves and for their families. They will come and divide Kenyan people and make us fight and take us to the streets where young promising people are shot with live bullets, yet in the dark they have always been working together. So they are not aware, they are not assured of the future of their dynasties when the deputy president comes to power. Why? Because the deputy president is coming with another crop of young and hungry politicians who themselves are itching to leave a mark on the society and the democracy of Kenya. The second reason is that if by any chance the deputy president and the UDA party ascend to power, most of these politicians will be rendered politically senile, or they will be sent into political oblivion. A good example is Wetangula and Kalonzo Musyoka. Probably this is the last election they had influence in, and it could be even worse if the deputy president wins the presidential seat and now young and energetic leaders emerge on the scene from areas that they have purported to represent. This is a great nightmare for these people who have always wanted to shape public opinion and public discourse. You remember, even when Kibaki left the scene, a lot of politicians went with him. That's just how the political cycle works. Everyone has a time, and when their time is up, it's up. And looking at the UDA party, for example, in Bungoma, there is other people that are coming up to fill in the spaces of these people who are in their old age politically. People that have been in government for 30 years or so, and the people are asking, what have you done for us? And the people are willing to give this mantle of leadership to younger and more vibrant leaders. So this is a very big headache for these people, because once the UDA party is announced winner of these elections, you can remember Henry Kosgei and other old politicians that do not have anything to boast about politically at this point in time. It's because when regimes change, it comes with a new wave of men and women that want to position themselves to be the future political leaders of their regions. For example, the Coast Province, there's already a battle is on of control of the Coast Province from ODM and UDA. If ODM are to lose these next elections, most of the people at the coast will not have an option but to join the ruling party. The third reason why Dr. WSR is a great threat to pro-establishment politicians is because the good doctor understands the language of the people. The good doctor understands the struggle of the people. Most of these politicians that are ganging up against the deputy president are people that are used to getting things on silver platters. The other day I heard during Kalemendile's funeral, Charity Ngilu said she does not want the wheelbarrow. We can get that, everyone can understand that, because she already has a Prado and many other means of movements. The system is skewed in their favor. They will always get the tenders, and they will always get the larger share of the Kenyan sweat and look like they work harder than the rest of us. Also symbolically, this is very tough for them to take, because the UDA movement and the Hustler Nation at large represents the awakening of the people, and this spells doom to the advantage that they have had on public affairs since our nation got independence. You know, the dynasties. They are very afraid that finally the Kenyan people can come together despite tribes and ignore all these other factors and choose one of them who has offered himself for election, one of their own with integrity, will come to pass. And this spells the end for them. With another person in the halls of power and another regime in power, there could be no willing buyer, willing seller situations where one family renders millions and millions of families in Kenya squatters by stealing their land through fraudulent documents, yet the people that have been living on the land for years and ages are told to move out because of a willing buyer, willing seller situation. Yet there is no agreement between the buyer and the seller. So with this candidature of the deputy president, it's a threat to their dominance and power on public affairs. Finally, this emboldens the people of Kenya. The idea that a young man who was a former chicken seller in chief and a man from just a common family can rise up and present himself to be elected president, and the people can be willing to listen to them, emboldens other people in Kenya. It emboldens other sons and daughters that are being born in this land, that this is our land, and finally we too have a say on how public affairs will be run in our country, and our constitution allows us to even take the reins of power in our country. Many people are now emboldened. Many families now look upon themselves and believe that they can also provide a leader to this country, that they also have a say in this democracy. Guys, I want to thank everyone who has listened. This is a channel for the Hustler Nation, and the Hustler Nation Young Turks is a pressure group, or a group of young men and women, patriots of the Republic, that support the ideas and values of the United Democratic Alliance, the party headed by the Deputy President, Dr. William Ruto, and we will be here on a daily basis to speak about matters that are of interest to us and to the public at large, and also to educate each other on how we can finally rid our nation of colonialism, and establish a republic of justice and fairness to every one of us. And that's why I urge every one of you to come on to this journey with us, to have trust and faith that together as Kenyan people we must deliver this. Hustle number 00 is out.